Okay, we're back. I just removed the other exhaust. Wasn't too bad. I cut it right about here, and I was able to twist it around and pop it out. I still got things hanging over there, but it's now out of the way because those little resonators are gonna go in here. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that all lined up in here and go from there. I lost light again. Okay, after an hour and a half of messing around, I had to use new bowls going up in there. Should actually have springs on that, but you know, what are you gonna do? This back here, solid. You got your center mount right here, and then we take it on back up over the axles, in through here and out. Now, of course, the rest of it is on my still hanging on the back of mine, and I'm gonna have to yank that, get those off of there somehow. I don't know if I got to bring it back in here, which is gonna be a pain because I gotta freaking rock and roll with it. But this is where it is. Plug in your downstream O2 sensors, and that is it for tonight. I am completed here. Tomorrow I'll go ahead and put our drive shaft back on, and guess what? She's complete. I'll have her drive down the road for a while, like so. That'll sound good. Okay, let's get it fired up. I can figure out what the heck I'm gonna do with the rest. All right, like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, definitely share. And this was installing the exhaust on this. Oh, that's 96 Ford Mustang. All right, there we are. I just left that right there, and I took the lift a little higher, so I had quite a bit of pull from the jack stand out, and I just lowered it, and that dropped the axle far enough so I could get these over the axles. All right, gotta be careful here. I don't want to. Can't go much deeper because you got your brake hoses. You don't want to freaking screw those up. So you can see how far. That's almost maybe 6 inches. That's not quite 6 inches. It's about 3 inches on this side. Just enough to get that over the top. All right, now we'll drop it. Now we're gonna go ahead and lift it back up and get the shocks back in place. I just gotta get a set of unions, and then I gotta set this thing up. This one's already set up to hang. And I gotta get another one over here so I can hang this one up. So that's basically all I gotta do is get unions and then hangers for the rear. All right, let's go up. All right, get up high enough for the struts to go back in there. Oops, your way. You're under. Twisted. All right, I can deal with those. Up here out of my way for a minute. All right, let's get my alignment tool. put those bolts back in there. Stay tuned. All right, we're back. I got the tips welded on here now. Both sides. All I did was match up the cuts and then re-weld them. Now, unfortunately, because this was just a single pipe coming out of here, this side's not set up with the hangers and everything. I got to do hangers on this side, and unfortunately, I got a fuel line I got to realign. This should be over here a little bit further, so it's not getting into the into that. But we're darn close. You just got to get the hangers where they need to be. This one here is pretty much set to where I want it. Might come over here just a little bit. I want it kind of on the inside of that, so it's coming down. This one here will be pretty much the same setup as soon as I get it where I want them. So, and this is installing dual exhaust on the 96 Mustang, coming off of my 97 Mustang. And this does have a 3.8 in it. Okay, I am happy. As you can see how level I got those muffler resonators. I'm pretty happy. It took me about 4 hours to get it the way I want it, and got this hanger here, and then I got this hanger here, pretty much the way I want it. But you can see I got the spare on here. Main thing was making sure I had plenty of clearance up in here. We're not leaning on a freaking fuel line, and we're not touching the brake line. As you can see right now, I take it up there and see how much room I got between the brake line and the muffler. All right, see? All right. I think we did. Let's see. All right, awesome. Plenty of room there. I don't have to worry about it getting hot. There'll be plenty of air flowing through here, so it's not really a big deal, but it is. And I've got these pretty good and clear. This one over here, you'll see how I had to rig it up because there's nothing here to hold it. What I had to do is I had to drill into this piece that somebody drilled in here. That's not, or put in here. That's not original. So, but there we are. I bolted that up in there, and this is sitting and hanging by its original hanger. This side here, there's nothing there to hook to either. So what I had to do is I had to drill a hole through that brace right there, and I had to go all the way through. That was fun with my broken wrist. I'm going to go over here and see how I drilled it all the way through, and that's got a nut on the side, and it's pulling that together. And you guys are going to say, oh man, what'd you put a clamp there for? Well, at this point, I don't want to weld anything, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, bolting as much as I can. Welding down there away from this tank wasn't that bad of an issue, but welding right here at the tank and being 80 and 90 degrees, there's probably some fumes kicking around here, and I don't want to take a chance. I've had bad luck lately with the Mustangs, so I don't want to do that right now. It is clamped. When I take this thing off the road in November, when I know the temperatures are in the 60s, and I know I don't have a vapor issue back here, and I'll know that this is set where I want it to be, I'll tack weld it. Right now, not going to do that. My main thing back here was getting it to be the same on both sides. This is what takes so much time. Now, right now, I've got one finger, and with one finger I'm lined up with the exhaust, and I've got a good 1.5 inches between here and the muffler. I don't want that burning up, right? This is not a GT. The GTs usually have a cutout, okay? And trying to match this one up same way. One finger here and a good 1.5 inches here. I know I got them almost perfect from the way I want them. That was that one is new enough that it's got all its places that I was able to do the hangers. In fact, I stole this one from that at the moment. So I'll worry about that one, because I gotta go 3-inch pipes, because I'm putting in a V8, putting that 4.6 in that one. So that's a whole, you know, it's gonna be a whole different subject. I'll fire this thing up in a few minutes. I've just done the oil change. I gotta bring it down, and we'll go from there. I'm under here. I need to check, make sure we got decent gear oil. The only thing on this thing that I haven't run it yet, but we got check engine lights coming. I don't have any check engines, but I do have a anti-skid light. And I think the last time I checked it, it was coming back from the rear drive system. But I shouldn't have any check engine lights on this thing. All right, stay tuned. I'll get a run on it, and you can hear what it sounds like. All right, that'd be it. Here's a view from behind, and I think that's pretty darn nice. Unfortunately, what are you doing? I'm trying to take video here. What? Come on. That's Atticus. What? I know you're lovey. Hey, lovey. You're almost as lovey as that one there. You're unfortunately, you didn't get neutered like you should have. But there we go. There's the shot from behind. Unfortunately, you can see the hinge, or the clamp, but I'll deal with that time during the year. Like I said, as soon as I'm not worried about vapors, I'll go ahead and do that. Hey, you're making too much noise. You too. Ow. You got some horns that are growing back. Yeah, I know. Oh, you sad thing. All right, let's see what she sounds like. Remember, I did troubleshoot. I had to figure out why I didn't get why my temperature gauge wasn't working, because this came out of the 97. And I know that the gauges in this one weren't functioning right. And come to find out, after troubleshooting, you saw that there was a pin missing out of the master harness in this model. So I had to do some work on it. All right, let's see what she sounds like. Disorder. Yeah. Sounds really good, huh? I'm happy. Man, it's been a long process, especially when I had to knock off 6 weeks because that thing rolled on me. And if it hadn't been for 18-inch rims and being uphill, it'd been a whole different scenario. And I've just got pretty much a clean bill of health. He took x-rays today and it looks like it's healing really good. So even with all the bullshit that I've been doing trying to get these done, I'm not gonna be able to back up because of that. Unfortunately, also, the daughter's nitro came back to me yesterday. Serpentine belt broke and her exhaust pipe fell off. Never ending battle. Alright, so I just gotta get Mr. Thing back on here. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, I just got to get this thing in here. So I'm taking the Mariner off the road. It needs a bearing. And swapping plates for this. So we'll have this on the road. I'll put that back on the road come winter when this comes off. So we'll just be switching plates. All right, thanks for watching. If you've been following. This was installing the dual exhausts after the engine change. I reset this now that I've changed the oil in it. And we know that the 97 Mustang had 142,000 miles on it, which the engine in this came out of. But I did put this motor in a 94 Mustang. You look back in the history on that, and then the frame rotted out on that. Frame's going to eventually rot out on this. And I put it back in my Mustang. The attempt was like 5 years ago. I was going to put a 4.6 in mine. Well, that's soon to be a reality. So it lost its motor for the second time, and we're going to go ahead and put the V8 in it. Alright, again, thanks for watching. Like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. You're going to catch me on more of Dana's Garage, and this is under Project Mustang.